Hello and welcome to the Fitness Journey. My name is Michael Martinez, and today I'm going to be starting this first video of the series, and the topics that I'm going to be covering in this video is cardio. I wanted to start off with cardio because first, you need to get in shape, at least a little bit of, you need to be in shape a little bit because you will be, pushing yourself to the limits in these videos, and you just need to build a solid foundation first. So right now, it's 8 a.m., just woke up, had my cup of coffee. I like to do that because, when you wake up, you might be a little groggy. So the coffee, that caffeine kind of gets you up and aware to go on your run. Some tips that I like to use is I like to do cardio on an empty stomach. Although I do not recommend everyone do this because some people's body, they need some fuel to just burn some calories, but running on an empty stomach actually taps into your reserves, as they like to say, your reserves, which is your body fat. Your body will look to the body fat to go and use for energy instead of the food or the breakfast you might have eaten in the morning. So without further ado, how I like to first start my runs is with a nice simple stretch. The first stretch we are going to do goes like this. Keep your legs straight together, bend down. 10 seconds, and you count down from 10. Try to touch the floor. The longer you do it, the easier it gets to touch the floor. But that's the goal. Stretch out the hammies in the back. And of course, you have to have your moral support. This is the neighborhood cat, Patty. Now, after we're done with those, we are going to stretch our quads. Lift one foot up, 10 seconds count up, 10 seconds count down. Now that we're done with that, we're going to move on stretching our inner thigh. What you're going to want to do is spread your legs out, lean to one side, and make sure you feel the stretch in the inside of your thigh. It's important we stretch before so that not only we can, stop less on our run, but also get those muscles stretched out to prevent any injuries or any fatigue building up. I used to not stretch a lot, and the reason was I just didn't have time. But now, you have to plan ahead and make sure you dedicate at least 5 minutes to stretching. The last stretch we'll do, stretching back right here. Your back hammies, I guess. Now we are going to just pull up on the tip of your toes. Make sure you feel that stretch right here. Okay, now that we're stretched out, we can commence our run. But first, we need music. Make sure you have a playlist that you love, kind of pumps you up, that gives you that energy. Whether it's EDM music, rap, classical, whatever it is. We're going to be going on a 2-mile run. So we need to be entertained somehow, some way. Or if you just like to, you know, hear the sounds of nature, that's fine as well. So I'm gonna get back to you with some headphones and some music. Okay, just left the house on a run. When you're starting your run, you kind of want to take it slow, let your body warm up, get adjusted to the floor or whatever you're running on. Personally, I run on the street. Best way I'd say to run is make sure that you are using the palm of your toes first, not the back of your heels, so that you can engage your calves, and it will have less impact on your knees. Running can be a harsh sport, harsh on the knees, harsh on the legs, but if done properly, you can minimize impact. In addition, if you're planning on running daily or going on long runs, I highly recommend you have a set of good pair of running shoes. Because one, they will last you forever, and another reason why you should have a great pair of running shoes is to offer that support on your runs. Another thing that I would like to mention to you is to make sure you have a running route that is not too busy and not a lot of cars pass through. One, because you want to ensure your safety first. And two, you want to plan out your run. You kind of want to know your markers of where you're at. Say if I pass the house, I know that I'm halfway there. Make sure you plan out your runs ahead, and I recommend walking the routes and getting to know your neighborhood first. And once you get to know your neighborhood, you will start to have a favorite street to run down. This is my favorite street to run down. As not only does it provide shade in the summer times, it kind of looks like another world you're entering into. It's like running toward the end of the tunnel. Good morning. Good morning. And you get to meet people along the way. And as I mentioned earlier, you don't always need music. You can just listen to the sounds of nature. So now we are at my second favorite street. It's just a row of pine trees lined up. It also provides a lot of shade during the summer and a little getaway from when you are a mile in on your run. You kind of set milestones on your run as well to give you the motivation and to reward yourself for the hard work you're doing. Sometimes I just like to walk down the street and just enjoy it, because this is a marathon and not a race. And this is my last and final stretch home. And one of the last streets that I love running down. The palm trees are amazing to look at. Very pleasing to the eye. Like, running doesn't have to be dreadful. It doesn't have to be something that you try not to wake up for. It should be something you look forward to. It doesn't have to be so rigorous. You can just get outside to relax and get your heart rate up a bit. So this is another milestone I set for myself, and kind of reward myself by just walking down the street or just admiring them. So we just got back to the house. We finished our 2-mile run. It was a slow but pleasing run. I took you through some of my favorite streets to run down, shared some tips and advice on how to prepare for a run, make sure that you had your shoes, and plan out your routes. And also we met, a couple of people on the way, a couple of dogs. When you're on runs, you start to get to know dogs and cats. So this leads me to my next video, is post-recovery. I'll be showing you a meal that I love to cook right after my run, my early morning run, and some supplements that I like to include in my diet. So we'll see you on the next video.